Now, last week we talked about the Google delegation's visit to North Korea. Now, a quick recap would be that Google's executive chairman, Eric Schmidt, and former New Mexico governor, Bill Richardson, among others, took a personal trip to the mysterious country that is North Korea. Now, a lot of Weibo users speculated on their motive for the trip, but that's not what Weibo users are talking about this week. Instead, people online are very interested in a Weibo article that claims Time magazine said that internet speeds in North Korea are far superior to that of China. Now, North Korea's image in China is that of a backwards communist country, reminiscent of China itself 40 years ago. And there are many Weibo users who feel that China is superior to North Korea in every conceivable way. And they were quick to offer their explanations as to why North Korea would have faster internet connections compared to China. Okay, now let's take a look at what some of them had to say.
There's no comparison. They only have a couple thousand people that use the internet. That's like a couple apartments. I have something else to add as well. Traffic in North Korea is better than China. They never have traffic congestions. Oh, please, they have a couple thousand computers in the whole country. It would be weird if their internet was slow, and besides, maybe their internet system was built by the Chinese. If there are only a few people using the internet, of course it will be fast. Sure, they have a fast internet, but they don't let people use it, so what's the use? I'm only curious whether or not North Korea also has a great firewall.
Well, that is a good point. There's not much bandwidth sharing going on in North Korea. However, still, the rather slow speed of China's internet is well known, especially when trying to access foreign internet sites. Now, according to the largest CDN service provider, Akami's State of the Internet report for 2011, China ranked number 90 in terms of average internet speed, which was 1.4 megabits a second, which is actually already an increase of 43% from the previous year, but still below the average world standard of 2.7 megabits per second. Now, this puts it ahead of countries such as the Philippines and India, but behind other countries such as Malaysia, Thailand, and, well, I guess North Korea. Now, topping the list with the fastest internet connection speed is South Korea at 46.8 megabits per second. Now, overall, the internet speeds in China is still lagging behind compared to many other developed and some developing countries. However, the nation's telecom providers have already announced that they will substantially raise China's broadband speed over the next 5 years. Now, many Weibo users, however, pointed out that even though China's broadband speed is one of the slowest in the world, it is perhaps also one of the most expensive at about $25 to $30 a month for a 10 megabit line that often performs at 5 to 6 megabits instead. Okay, now let's take a look at what Weibo users have to say about China's internet service.
If we want to compare the speed of China's internet, we should be comparing ourselves to the US and Japan. I won't talk about our speed, but our cost is definitely pretty darn high. We are always saying we succeeded in developing this and that. When we said we developed a new generation of internet hardware years ago, we combined TV, internet, and cell phones. But look at where we are now. Behind North Korea, that's where. There are simply too many people in China. Our 2, 4, 6 megabit lines feel similar with no significant improvements. There's simply too many Chinese people using it at the same time.
According to an internet speed study by Pando Networks, the U.S. ranks 26 in global internet speed ranking at about 5 megabits per second. Now, the study analyzed over 27 million downloads by 20 million computers in 224 countries from January to June of 2011 and determined that besides South Korea being the country with the fastest internet connection, the Congo was the slowest, with download speeds of about 100 kilobits per second. Now, as for cities with the fastest connections, the top 6 were all in South Korea, followed by Andover, Massachusetts, and Bucharest in Romania.